I definitely stood out as a woman, and I knew I was different. I didn't let that be a defining component of my career. I felt that talking about being a woman or being a woman in a male-dominated industry was something I didn't want to highlight. You know, I sort of downplayed that. I wasn't very active in groups focused on raising the profile of women because I felt like my gender shouldn't define me, and I didn't want anyone else to see me as different. That's an area where I've shifted gears because I am different, and that's okay. And our differences are what create more value for the organization. And having a diverse group of perspectives sitting around a table is really helpful for your business.
You made history when you became the first woman to take the helm of this company. Describe that moment.
It was exciting for me because I grew up here. So knowing that I was going to be leading an organization that's been such a part of my life for so many years was really humbling. At the same time, I didn't recognize that it was going to get so much attention, right? That the fact that I was a woman taking this job, I knew it would be part of the story. I didn't realize how much of a story it was going to be. For me, I took it for granted, and it wasn't something that I saw as a barrier. There wasn't a ceiling I was seeing that I was punching through. But if somebody else isn't feeling that way, and I can help them get to that place where they don't think of it as a big deal, then that's a good thing.
The trading floor obviously is synonymous with Wall Street, but it is a very different work environment than most people experience in their careers. Talk about how being on the trading floor helps shape some of your leadership styles and the unique attributes that it's been able to build in you and others within the industry.
Things happen pretty quickly, so you need to communicate very directly and clearly. And so we don't spend a whole lot of time adding a lot of flowery language just to make things sound nicer. You just kind of get right to the point. When you're dealing with so much money that's changing hands on the trading floor, you need to make sure that you are, one, being clear, and two, if there is an issue, you're accountable. And it's not about pointing fingers or figuring out whose fault something is. You just own it and move on.
Had you struggled with moments of self-doubt or questioned what you wanted to do or your skills at points in your career?
I left the trading floor in 2005, and I chose to take some time off. I traveled, I went to culinary school, and when I came back to the industry later, those periods of time also informed me. What I learned is your skills are applicable in more than one place. I was leveraging working in a kitchen, the same skills I was leveraging working on the trading floors, and being able to be a clear communicator and to work well under pressure, all of those things you can apply to so many different places. And I think if you are willing to have a career that's nonlinear, you actually end up having a lot more opportunity.
Now that you're in the role that you're in, how do you think about bringing more diversity and inclusivity, and how do you think about trying to move that forward?
I feel very strongly that you have to have a team that has different perspectives and different views, and having that diversity of thought is really what drives how I've built this team. And I'm one of those people that wants to go out and hire people who I think are better than I am, because I feel like if you surround yourself with a really competent team, you're gonna make each other stronger. And I think you can learn from anybody in the organization, above you, below you, and I think you ought to.
If you were to write a letter to your younger self when you were just starting out in this industry, what advice do you wish you had known then?
That taking risk is okay, and that failure is okay. And that's a lesson that I wish I had held on to in my early stages of my career, because if you're not pushing your limits, you're not growing quite as much as you could be. If you're trying more things, you're succeeding at more things, and yes, you're failing at some others, and you realize if you don't spend a whole lot of time focused on feeling sad about it, and you focus more on what did I learn from it, what can I take from it, then that's actually inspiring.